What is up, everybody? My name is Scott Waters. Welcome to Lifetime Metal. It is a hot summer day in New Mexico, and it is time for a rock metal update. That's right. Time for a rock and metal update. This is going to be mostly all metal. I'm going to get right into it because I got a lot to show. Starting off with, now I haven't really seen anybody show that I've seen. Brand new for 2017, Hell's Headbangers Records. This is the brand new Blood Feast. Remember back in, it must have been 86, my college dorm roommate was a DJ at a local college station, and New Renaissance Records sent him a package, and one of the records that was in there was the very first Blood Feast. And I remember spinning it, and we thought, man, this is kind of like B-grade Slayer, and it was awesome. So I don't say that to put them down. It was just that kind of raw. It's like watching a B-grade horror movie, you know. It may be cheesy, but it's just awesome and enjoyable and fun. That's what you get here. And this new album is just got the same feel that early stuff had, which is, considering how long that was released, what's this now? 30 years? You know, it's surprising how good this band sounds, and especially the fact that there's, I think, only one original member left in the band. A lot of these guys have been here for a long time, but Adam Tequili on guitars is, I think, the only original member who played on that very first album, from what I recall. A lot of these guys have been in this band for several years since their reformation, but there's only one original member. There's the insert that came inside of it. And as usual, they had colored vinyl, but I went for the black vinyl. I mean, colored vinyl's cool and all, but I don't pay extra for colored vinyl because I just don't care. Unless it's something really spectacular or special, I don't usually go for it. So, anyhow, Blood Feast. Next up, this one I picked up on the Tape CD Record Asylum on Facebook for $20. It was in like new condition. Missed it when it first came out, but glad to finally get a copy. This is the second album with Mark Tornillo from TT Quick on vocals. Gatefold. This is Nuclear Blast on a red vinyl. Custom centering. Also came with a poster of the cover art. Oops! Almost had a tower of records fall over right there. I'm putting stuff away in my room, so I got this pile of records on my table that I'm putting away. Except, very cool. Very glad to finally have that one. Now I still need Blood of the Nations on vinyl. I missed that when it first came out too. So, yeah, great band, Germany. They're actually from the U.S. now, I believe. I think they all live in the U.S. I think Udo, who is no longer in, except is the only one still living in Germany. Next up is recent reissue on Metal Blade Records from Omen. This is The Curse, and I just didn't have this one, and was glad to find a decent price, brand new copy for under $20. And I've seen it several times at record shows, and they always want so much money for it, and it's never in great condition. This one sounds fantastic. Really glad to have it. Again, with a lot of the Metal Blade reissues, it's on 180 gram vinyl, and it actually says so right there. Also comes with a giant poster to the cover, which is really cool. So, again, I went with the black vinyl. I believe it comes in colored vinyl as well, but like I just said, not a big deal to me. This set is awesome. This is one of 3 sets. Hopefully I'll be able to get the other 2 eventually. They're not cheap, but this is Warlord's Deliver Us 3 LP. I don't know how you want to call it, a box set, because it's not really in a box, but that's basically what it is. And it contains everything that they recorded early on, and it's a really nice package. It's an oversized cover box. Comes with this gorgeous booklet with, period accurate photos and clippings from magazines and promotional photos and memorabilia and all that kind of stuff. See if I can actually turn the page up. Be really awesome. Write-ups from what was going on with all that stuff back then. Yeah, just spectacular collection. We want to get the other 2, but these things usually go for around, the cheapest I've seen it is $35, and which isn't too bad considering it's a 3-record set, but yeah, I just don't have that kind of money, just to throw out on one record. So It's got three, like I said, 3 records. This I think is on. I think I got the red vinyl because the black wasn't available. Custom center rings, and let's see here. The booklet, lyric insert, 5x7 promo photo. Just the High Roller Records card, and yeah, 3 records all in nice poly sleeves, and then also, of course, okay. Sorry about that. Phone rang. Never said I was a professional because I'm not. Anyhow, large Warlord poster. And yeah, they have, like I said, there's 2 more in this series, so what, 9 records total with just about anything you can think of, demo or otherwise, released by Warlord. So I'm looking forward to eventually getting others if possible. I know they're not going to stick around forever. So this is a California speed metal thrash band. One of the VC guys who I never miss, Claudia Mulder from the UK, went on a US trek on his vacation and picked up some vinyl in the US, and this is one of the ones he picked up. We both picked up at the same time, and I think in the same place. I was in California when I grabbed this one. Basically, Intrinsic is a California speed band, like I said. Great? No, but very good. I really enjoyed it. Good riffing, good thrash. I love thrash metal, so there's not much I don't like about it. If you're expecting it to, blow away, Hell Awaits by Slayer or Killing Is My Business by Megadeth, they ain't gonna do that. But if you like good thrash, this is good thrash. There's 2 different covers for this one. This was released, I believe, in 1987, and this is the 1988 pressing. The 1987 pressing, I believe, just had a black cover with a logo on it. This one was picked up by Important Distribution, and they put a new cover on it, and that's what this one is right here. Total of 8 songs. Very good stuff. I just never owned this one before, so this was new to me, and I really enjoyed it, so glad to have it. These next 2 I'm really glad were reissued, because finding really good listening copies of anything by Budgie is just impossible without paying an arm and a leg. But these new reissues sound fantastic. I mean, they look just like the originals, and I do have some of the originals. Just didn't have this one. There's the Noteworthy Records label. Like I said, 180 gram vinyl, so it's kind of thick and heavy, but it sounds fantastic. And I just love the early Budgie stuff. And I really love most of Budgie, but man, those first 4 or 5 Budgie albums are just spectacular. This one included. Of course, this one has Crash Course in Brain Surgery, which Metallica covered on one of their EPs. But I love the whole thing. A lot of people wouldn't consider Budgie metal. To me, they're one of the first wave of British heavy metal bands, along with Sabbath and UFO and Sabbath, UFO, Rainbow, Deep Purple, all those bands. That was the first wave of heavy metal. Then came the new wave, or the second wave of heavy metal, with bands like Saxon and Iron Maiden and Raven and Denim and all those bands. So one of the first wavers, Budgie. Great album from them. This is In for the Kill as well. And this is, I can't remember the title. Never Turn Your Back on a Friend. I always have a hard time remembering this one. Always love the cover art. I'm pretty sure it's a Roger Dean cover. This is a gatefold. I'm going to open it real quick and show it to you. You can see the entire cover art, which is spectacular. I believe Roger Dean also created their logo. And there's the gatefold. This one is made to look just like the original on MCA Records. And as far as I know, this could just be a recent pressing by MCA. Regardless, it sounds fantastic. Really glad to have these 2. I'm only missing one more Budgie record that I really want. Most of the stuff I already had, but these early ones are just hard to find in good condition. So, like I said, really glad they finally saw fit to release these things on vinyl. Again, this one I don't think it's ever been released on vinyl, at least not mass. It may have been released on Small Run or something like that, but this is Motorhead, Snakebite Love. I love this record. It's only got the 3 of them pictured here, but if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that Wurzel also played on this record and left the band like maybe during the recording of it. I love this period of the band. You know, this late 90s or early 2000s period of the band. They were just spectacular. Of course, this trio of members stayed until the end, until Lemmy passed away. So, great record from them. Snakebite Love, always like the cover as well. And this is actually one of my favorite Motorhead records. And I don't think it was ever available on records that I know of, because I would have probably had it. But this is Overnight Sensation, which I think is just a great name for a Motorhead record, because we all know that, you know, they were never an overnight sensation. They worked their asses off their entire lives and played hard and partied hard and everything else. But this album, it's got kind of a melodic sense to it. It's hard to explain. I mean, it sounds like Motorhead, of course, but it's just got something to it that I just really love about this record, as opposed to some of the other records they released around the same period. Not a bad song on it, in my opinion. Murder Show, Shake the World, Civil War, Crazy Like a Fox, Eat the Gun, title track, Listen to Your Heart. Yeah, there's just not a bad song on this one. So, Overnight Sensation, another repressing. This is an original pressing, and this is I hate to call it a grail, but it is a grail because it's been one I've been wanting forever. I bought this band's CD as a brand new release, and finally scored an original copy on Elektra Records, Geffen Records, not Elektra Records. This is the Galactic Cowboys. I love King's X, Galactic Cowboys, Atomic Opera. It has such a unique sound, you know, based out of Texas, very heavy, with those Beatlesque sort of harmonies, vocal harmonies. Galactic Cowboys were a little bit heavier, in my opinion, than King's X, but a very similar sound. I mean, they had the same producer, Sam Houston Taylor, during those early years. Great record. It's a shame that these guys didn't get bigger. Love to have the rest of their stuff on vinyl, but as far as I know, this is the only one that was officially released on vinyl. If I'm wrong, someone let me know, because I'd love to see if they're, you know, any of their other albums were released on vinyl. Another reissue. This is one of the bands that just I loved through the 90s and 2000s. Nevermore and Hammerfall. Those guys are just there, you know. They're just great metal from that time period when everybody else was playing grunge and other musically depressing crap. But this is Gravedigger's Excalibur. Fantastic fantastic European power metal. But when you think European power metal, you know, you kind of think of Dungeons and Dragons and keyboards and nothing but, you know, really fast double bass all the way through, and that's not the case here. It's just really heavy metal with a storyline. Here, obviously, the story of Excalibur, and this is on Back on Black Records. I've heard some people say they don't like the Back on Black pressings. This one sounds really good to me. I mean, I'm not an audiophile. I don't have, you know, $1 million system, but it sounds good, you know, ripping through my Bose speakers. So, great record. Excalibur, Gravedigger. Gravedigger collection is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I really need to do a Gravedigger video, but you know what I'm really missing that I want to get is, maybe someone can tell me where I can find a decent price copy, is the Shoot Her Down EP. It's just one that I'm missing that I used to have, and if I could find a copy, that would be awesome. Anyhow, another original pressing. This is Metal Massacre 6. One I was just missing in the Metal Massacre collection. This one I picked up again on the record tape CD Asylum for a really good price. I can't remember what I paid for it, but it wasn't way under 20 bucks. Might have been 10 or 15 max. But anyhow, what do you have on here? Possessed, Sting of the Axe, Nasty Savage, XXX, Killer Song, Steel Assassin, Executioner, Mayhem, Tear Down the Walls, Hades, Easy Way Out, Hallows Eve, Metal Merchants, great song, Hyrax, Bombs of Death, great song, Pathfinder, Fountain Keeper, Dark Angel, Welcome to the Slaughterhouse, great song, The Obsessed, who stick out like a sore thumb on this collection, which is mostly thrash, but Concrete Cancer, of course, The Obsessed was with Wino here, and Martyr, and Must Stand or Die. Mostly thrash metal and speed metal on this one. You know, that was what was going on during this time. What was it, 1985? I think whoever did the Red on Black weren't thinking, because you can barely read it, but I think it was around 1985. Great record. I love Metal Massacre compilations. I discovered so many bands from buying these records back in the day. Glad to be getting them back in my collection. I'd like to call this one a reissue, but it's really not. It's really a new collection of all they recorded. Trenton, New Jersey-based Tantrum. These guys in Heathen's Rage shared the record label Rock Dream Records. Rock Dreams Records was basically a record store in New Jersey that started the label. They put out Heathen's Rage EP and then the Tantrum EP, and that was it. I don't think they ever released anything else after that. And John Balaga was was responsible for a lot of that. He's still around. I see him on Facebook every once in a while. But I went to high school with John, so and I went to high school with some of the guys in Heathen's Rage. I didn't know the guys in Tantrum, but I do like their music. Glad to have this collection on vinyl. It's got 12 songs, 2 of which are live songs, both of them at the ends of each side. A few demos and a bunch of stuff they recorded that wasn't released, as well as the EP that was on the Trenton City Murders EP. I believe it was the tracks 1 through 4. Trenton City Murders, Shot for Shot, Call of the Beast, and Knights of Fire. That were the songs that were on the original Rock Dreams Records EP. Yeah, good stuff. Very cool to have. Glad someone saw fit to release it. Cult Metal Classics released this on vinyl, and I believe on CD as well. This is another reissue. A lot of these are reissues because I'm just finding so much stuff I love that's finally coming out on vinyl that wasn't out on vinyl before, and this one's included. This is the first full-length album from Steel Prophet, The God's Principle. Man, this is great metal. I just don't understand why people just don't love this band, especially if you're a metal fan. It's everything about it. Rick Mathias's vocals are so smooth and clean, but aggressive at the same time. He's just got a very unique sound. When you hear his voice, you know it's him. You've got what's his name here? Steve Kanischke on guitars. Although here is Steve Kanischke Blackmore. I'm not sure what the deal is with that. And then Vince Dennis on bass, who was on and off with the band for a long time. Vince is right there. He also played in Tourniquet for a while. And Horatio Colmenares on guitar, who went on to form the band New Eden, who has released, I think, 4 spectacular albums as well. This band's from California. Great stuff. I know some people told me they've heard like early 80s stuff, that they didn't care for, but it was the late 80s when Rick Mathiasen finally joined the band, and they really found their groove, found their sound, and had that chemistry going. And I can't imagine a U.S. power metal fan alive who wouldn't love this record. So if you've never given Steel Prophet a chance, grab one of these reissues. This is a great album. Okay, we're almost there. I'm going to show 2 or 3 more and cut it off. So this is a 16-hour video. This is another reissue. This one was only ever released on vinyl in Germany on Nuclear Blast originally, with a different cover. This is the original cover. Oh well, this is a reworked version of the original cover. This one's been cleaned up and changed and redone. I don't know if you can tell. I could tell immediately, and then if you compare it to the original CD version, you can see that it's been redone. But regardless, this is the 3rd official full-length album from Mortification, Post Monday Affliction, and I love this record. This is when they were starting to. They're still death metal, but they're starting to morph out of it a little bit, so you get some bits of thrash in there. You get Steve Rowe doing some cleaner shouting vocals, but for the most part, it's just straight up death metal. It's a long album, too, and this is a single album, so unfortunately, not all the songs fit on here. They left off the song Overseer, but they ended up releasing this 10-inch record. This 10-inch record has Overseer on the B-side. It also has Ancient Prophecy from Skulls of the Megaloth, which was left off of the reissue. Sorry, the camera moved. My dog just came in the room and bumped into it. Ancient Prophecy, Skulls of the Megaloth, that's the song that was left off of the single disc reissue of that one. As well, there's the studio version of Time Crusaders, which was only ever released on, it was released on the Australian Metal compilation way back in the 90s, and then it was released as a bonus track on, I believe it was on the Rocks Productions, yeah, I think it was on the Rocks Productions version of Break the Curse. And then finally, the last song on here is Butchered Mutilation, which I don't think that's been released on anything except for the 5 Years Nuclear Blast compilation from 1993. And that is probably one of the fastest, most brutal death metal songs that Mortification ever recorded. So, very cool 10-inch EP. Glad to have it. It's a limited pressing. If you can find a copy, this label's in Australia, so they're not abundant in the US. But I do know that Boone's Overstock has some copies on there right now. It's going to cost you a few dollars, though, including shipping. Just this one alone will probably cost you about $30, so not cheap, but it's a great record. Alright, this is going to be the last one I'm going to show for this episode, and this is a brand new release, Metal Church. This is live, classic live, and this is their most recent tour with Mike Howe on vocals. All classic songs, nothing from the new album, which actually is kind of disappointing because I love that new album. I was kind of hoping they would include some of the newer songs on there, but they didn't. Rat Pack Records, which is what their new album came out on as well. So you got, Beyond the Black, Date with Poverty, Gods of Second Chance, In Mourning, Watch the Children Pray, Start the Fire, No Friend of Mine, Badlands, Human Factor. So that's your live tracks on here. All classic era, 80s, early 90s Metal Church stuff. And then the D-side of disc 2, record 2, has 2 studio cuts. It's got a new version of Fake Healer with Todd Latour from currently from Queensryche, doing sharing the vocals with Mike Howe, and then you got a new version of Badlands, new studio version. Really cool, nice package. It's not a whole lot to it. It's not like a booklet or anything here, but there is it is a gatefold showing the Metal Church stage. Not sure where this stage is because that's a massive stage. And simple Metal Church sleeves. They all look the same. And if I can get it out of there, you got to see the custom centerings. And there you go, Metal Church live. Great sound, very well produced. The band is tight. They sound like rejuvenated, like they did back when they were, kicking it back in the 80s and early 90s. What's playing in the background? Accuser, Repent, German thrash metal. This is a Japanese pressing. I think the German pressing has a silver background instead of gold, but pretty much the same thing. And that's it! Let me know what you thought of these new pickups. Sorry I had a little interruption in the middle, but like I said, not a professional. Plan on doing a few more videos this week. Let me know what you guys want to see. I know some people have been asking when I'm going to pick back up on the thrash metal A through Z videos, and I plan on doing more of those. Those just take out a little more planning, and just been super busy this summer so far, so I haven't had time to plan one of those. A lot of people have been asking about Trog. When are you going to do another video with Trog? Want to do that this summer as well. It just hasn't worked out for us so far. We live in different states, so for us to get together, it's got to be well planned. And like I said, we plan on doing one this summer, so hopefully that'll happen. But that's it. Appreciate you all watching. God bless. Stay strong.